humans, my name is Yelly or Yellbell Beauty here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Welcome or welcome back. It's been a bit. Those of you that follow me on Instagram know that I've had some personal things going on. My dog of 12 years, who's my very best friend, my little soulmate, passed away. I was having a really hard time with the election, and recently I received some medical diagnoses that have been pretty taxing. I was, trying to maybe save that all for a video in the future, but honestly, there are some things that might be like as much as I really go into it because I get very emotional talking about some of these things. So regardless of that, we're gonna do a fun video today, okay? We're gonna keep it fun. We're gonna jump back into it with something fun, something that I got kind of an idea of a little while ago and decided to finally implement and do. Today we are gonna do Creator Friends Pick My Makeup. I asked all of you in my Instagram stories, which creator friends would you like to see pick my makeup? And I got several answers, but I went with the first few, and then maybe we'll do another one of these and we'll do some more creator friends. So today, what I did, I will intersperse footage here, but you know that we like to use what we have here on my channel / my Instagram. And to use what we have, I did not want to say, okay, pick an eyeshadow for me, and then they give me something that I have to go out and buy. So I did a full makeup inventory. It took like a whole day, but I did it. I inventoried all my makeup down to every last single that I own, every lip liner, every eyeliner, all of it is inventoried. And I sent it over to the creator friends that were selected. Now for what they picked, I will put some footage in here as well, but what I did was I put them in alphabetical order of their handle on Instagram, and then I just put out the list of steps for my makeup, and then I did random number generation to pair them up. So no one was picked in particular for any kind of skill. I actually think all these creators are incredibly skilled in all areas of makeup, but they were picked at random for what they were going to choose for my makeup. Let's get started, just jump into it because there is a lot to do here. As always on my channel, we are going to start out with eyes. You know I am an eyes before base human. And today for selecting my eye makeup, we pulled Deb from Debutawn. Those of you that don't know Deb, she does have an Instagram, she does have a YouTube, so definitely go subscribe to Deb, give Deb a follow, she's great. Deb and I have been friends since we were both affiliates for company that shall not be named because I don't want to cease and desist, and I know that they've sent some. But there was a lot of fallout and, some terrible things happened off of that, but some really nice things did. And one of those nice things is that I made some friends that I'm trauma bonded with, maybe, I don't know. But that is how Deb and I became friends. Deb is not making this easy on me, y'all. She said every Nomad palette, and then she picked 2 shades from every palette. So what I'm gonna go through is she sent me like a screenshot of the palettes and just circled them. So I'm gonna go through and I'll swatch them on the back of my hand or something, and then we could kind of figure out what we're gonna do here. This is the Iceland Fire and Ice, right? Land of Elds and East. I think that means fire and ice. This is the Iceland palette from Nomad. So she picked this shade here, Elves, and Dark Castles, which thank God there's a matte. Okay, so we got Elves, Dark Castles. So we got a blue and a brown. I could make do with that thus far. Next we have the New York Hudson Valley. This was actually gifted to me by Nomad. This is my only Nomad palette that I've ever received in PR, so thank you Nomad for sending it. She picked Cider House and Foliage Trail. So we have Cider House, Foliage Trail. So now we got some oranges. I believe this is the oldest Nomad palette that I own. I think my very first post on my makeup Instagram is with this palette. This is the Tokyo Harajuku palette. I think they still make this. I'm not sure. I know that they revamped a few of them recently, but I think they still make this. She picked Decora and, oh my god, Takashita Dori. Am I saying that right? They're the 2 purple shimmers. Which I think the shimmers in here, and this might be controversial, are the best shimmers that Nomad ever did. And they were years ago. These are more like a duochrome. You could see it in particular in this one. There's like a blue shift. And I don't know why they stopped doing that, because I think some of the shimmers, like specifically in the Hudson Valley, I really, really love their mattes. I never have a problem with their mattes, but I think the Hudson Valley shimmers are very lackluster. And some of them in the Iceland one are as well. They're pretty hit or miss there. Okay, this is the Fête de Provence palette. This was actually a gift from Glamsmitty, who we'll talk about momentarily. She also picked my makeup, but she sent this to me as a gift. This one, Deb picked, oh God, I need my husband here to read the French. He speaks French. Fleur de Mimosa and Vendange. It's like a yellow and like a purpley pink. Okay, so really, so far, I think I can make a look out of this with the exception of maybe the shades from the Iceland palette. They might be the outliers here. Like the rest of this, I think I could figure it out. And then last but not least, we have the Paradise Islands palette. I believe this is supposed to be the Galapagos Islands. This is an 18 pan palette, and I think the rest of them are 15 pans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So these are all 15 pans. This is an 18 pan. I don't know if they have other 18 pans, but this is the only 18 pan that I have from Nomad. She picked the shades Tahiti and Lizard. Okay, so here's our color story. I think I need to think here. Okay, so my very first thought is to take this orange from the Hudson Valley and this pink from the Fête de Provence and like match those. So like do orange, deepen it up with the pink, and then do the green in the outer and deepen it up with this like deep, deep brown. And then the shimmers, I think yellow in the inner corner, then the outer corner will be the deepest purple, most of my lid, moving towards the inner corner, orange and blue on the bottom. Let's see what we do with the mattes first. Let's start with the mattes because I'm gonna put them in my crease and that is like a given. So I actually finished the Urban Decay primer potion that I had, so I moved on to the About Face primer. I got this at the recommendation of a lot of you on Instagram. And I mean, it's an eye primer. It's definitely cheaper than the Urban Decay primer potion. I'll try and pop the prices up on the screen, but I think the price of this is like the price of a mini Urban Decay primer potion. So pretty good, and I honestly don't notice a difference. We're gonna start out with the Hudson Valley palette and use the shade Fall Festival. And I am going to put that on the inner part of my crease. I can't believe it's almost fall. Like I know, so while I'm filming this, today's July 20th. And I know that that doesn't feel like almost fall, but oof, in my job, it feels like the seasons move real quickly because we're already talking about Labor Day stuff at work. And I'm like, oh my God, why? It's July. So in the back of my mind, I'm just like, it's fall, it's already fall. Oh my God, I need to buy Halloween candy. Like I had friends over the other night, we did like a wine and cheese and I was like, oh my God, I need to buy Halloween candy. They were like, are you nuts? Like what is wrong? Are you okay? And the answer is probably no. The answer is probably no. That's not normal for me to say that on July 20th, that I already need to start buying Halloween candy. Okay, next we're gonna go into the Fête de Provence. And we are going to use Vendange. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I need to ask my husband when he gets home. He's at the grocery store right now. I always need him to read the names in this palette. I think there is an earlier video where I'm using this palette and we're in like our old apartment where I used to have like the marbled wall behind me and the front door was like right next to me and I had a curtain up and you could hear him from behind the curtain when I'm like trying to say some name of something in this palette and he corrects me and I'm like, thank you. There was another one. The other day, I was going through my videos on YouTube because I was just in this, like, what did I talk about when I did this? Like, I was kind of scared to film again because I didn't know, like, what I even did when I did this. And now that I'm in front of the camera, of course, I can't shut up, right? That's how it always goes. But I was scared of that. And in one of them, I had a thing where you were all asking me questions, and one of you asked for, like, a battle of the Philly cheesesteaks, and I don't eat red meat. So I had asked my husband, like, what are you thinking? From behind the curtain, you just hear him go, I'm not starting any fights. But there is, wow, huge fights over the battle of the Philly cheesesteak. Next, I'm gonna go into the Paradise Islands palette, and I'm going to take the shade Lizard, which is just like a green. Like, if you were to say the word green to me, this is the shade of green I'd think of. I'm sure there's like a more specific name for it. Emerald green, I don't know. I'd probably say emerald green is probably the closest. Ugh, this is gonna look so wild because you all don't know what's coming, but I know what's coming for the rest of my face, and I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. This feels a little like something about the green and the orange is very St. Patrick's Day leprechaun to me. I wore this shirt in particular, which I'll link this down below. I forget the name of the Etsy shop, but these are like subtle pride shirts. This is the Buy Pride shirt. So they'll do like, oh, like it's all cactuses, it's all wildflowers, it's all whatever, and it'll be the colors of the pride flag for whichever you pick. And another one that's cactuses, and they're all rainbow, like different colored cactuses. It's cute. But I wore this because, fun fact for what's coming up, there's gonna be some of these colors on my face. And I did not for once register that this is what my eyes will look like. Okay, and here is the Fire and Ice palette, and I am going to take Dark Castles and just deepen up the outer corner. I don't think I did this evenly. I think I have more green on this side. It's too late though, so I'm just gonna have to go with it. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that no human face is entirely symmetrical. I guess unless you got corrective surgery for that or something. So my makeup will not be symmetrical either. All right, now we are moving to the shimmers. So we have a yellow, like 3 purples, an orange, and a blue. I'm thinking. We'll do some layering here. I think I'll put the blue on the lower, like the lower lash line will be entirely this blue from the Fire and Ice palette. And then I'll do orange and yellow, like layered the front of my lid. And then this purple on the outer corner, this purple on the middle of the lid, and then just kind of sprinkle this like sheer topper one on top. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but let's try it. Here's my palette. It's got some like glitter and stuff on it right now, but it'll work for glitter glue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a flat brush and then carve out the crease on one of my eyes. We're gonna do this one eye at a time here. We're gonna start with Foliage Trail from the Hudson Valley. Then I'm gonna go in with Tahiti from the Paradise Islands palette and put that in the outermost corner. Then I'm gonna go in with Takashita Dori from the Tokyo Harajuku palette and put that all over my lid. Then I'm gonna take Decora from the Tokyo Harajuku palette and just kind of tap that over the purples. And then to finish up the lid right here, I'm gonna take Flor de Mimosa from the Fetes de Provence palette. I just had like a brain fart, and dab it over the orange. All right, and then the blue is gonna go on the lower lash line. But let's finish the lid, and then we're gonna go to the face, and then we'll come back to the blue on the lower lash line. But this is certainly a lot. I haven't really zoomed you in to see my eyes up close, so let's do that. I think we made it work, but I'm concerned about where we're going from here. And you will see. Next, I generally do my base. So I am gonna pivot and then we'll come back to the eyes and finish them. So for my base, we have Natalie or Sminkberoende, I think I'm saying that right, on Instagram. Natalie and I also were affiliates for the brand that shall not be named, and it is how we became friends. So there's a trend here, isn't there? I think most of the people, if you want to be honest, I became friends with because of this brand. So again, proof that good things come out of bad things. Natalie does so many colorful looks, so if you think this is like colorful, go check her out. She also does these like crazy graphic liners. For my base, I gave Natalie the option of primers and foundations, and she told me to use the Glossier Future Dew and the Fenty Eavesdrop. So I just got the Glossier Future Dew. This actually came as a like one of those point perks that you could pick at Sephora, and I've always heard good things about it, and my skin has been really dry lately, so I selected it. And for those of you like, gasp, you're saying use what you have and you went to Sephora, don't worry, I was actually getting shampoo. So I've been using the K18 shampoo, and I could only get that like there or on Sephora or maybe Amazon, I'm not sure. But I got it on Sephora because points. And actually, as I'm filming this, I recently just got from Yes Style in the mail the new CosRX bonding products, and those are like I think they're supposed to be like a dupe for something like the K18 or like Olaplex, so I do have to try those out, and I think I'm gonna try them today for the first time. I do love this skin tint. This is my second bottle of it. It lasts really well. I think it does look really skin-like. But the one thing that I didn't love about it is that it has SPF, because I really wanted to wear this for my wedding and not wear a heavy foundation in the heat and humidity, but I was scared about bounce back on camera, so I did not wear it. But I think this is the only foundation I'm gonna bring to Greece. I have one concealer, but two like under eye brighteners. So I'm just gonna use the concealer. Just gonna go in with the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. I got a mini of this because I've actually never tried it before, and I finished my Make Beauty Skin Mimetic Concealer, and I didn't know which one to get. So a friend was like, well, have you ever tried the NARS? Like, it's just such a good, like, tried and true concealer. And I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And if they make a mini and I know it's something I'm, like, scared I'm not gonna like, of course I'm gonna get the mini. I do like this. It's nice. I will use it up. I probably would buy a full one, but I feel like I'm just moving towards, as I'm going into my 30s, I'm just moving towards like much lighter makeup in general. So part of me is like, I wonder if I could just get like a potted like Glossier, or like get the Salt New York Sneaky Balm and like only do that. That would be like my dream for my skin. But I do get kind of red sometimes, so it is nice to have a more full coverage option, I guess. I'm gonna use the Fenty. This is just like my everyday powder. I think it looks really nice on the under eyes. All right, I didn't give anyone the option for brows because I only have like one set of brow products. So to avoid, you know, looking crazy and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, don't do anything with your brows, I kind of cheated and I'm just gonna do my brows now. Sorry. This is the Kosas Brow Pop. I've been using this for a while. This is like a pretty tried and true brow pencil for me. I do feel like it gets really hard really fast though. Like after you have it for a little bit, the tip gets kind of hard and you have to break off a little bit of it sometimes to get color out. And I think that that just happens with these, you know, non-preservative, quote unquote, clean makeup types of brands. So I might use, I used to really like the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I might like hop back to that. I think my favorite eye pencil of all time is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, but I refuse to buy from someone who is friends with Vladimir Putin. and who allegedly runs a very toxic work environment. Supposedly Norvina has, if you go on Glassdoor, has done some stuff. Supposedly, allegedly, I can't say if things on Glassdoor are true. This is the Patrick Ta Brow Gel. This is like the strongest hold brow gel I think I've ever used. I've had this for about a year now, and it is kind of weirdly the gift that keeps on giving. Like, I keep thinking, like, when am I gonna run out of that? I have heard some things have gone on with Patrick Ta this year about not paying creators. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and I don't love that. So if you have a dupe for this that holds your brows just as well, definitely let me know, because this is definitely like the strongest hold brow gel I have. And since I have curly hair, my brows do get curly on the ends, and a lot of brow gels do not hold them. If you've been here a long time, you've definitely seen me go through a bunch of different brow gels over the years, because I'm always looking for something that will hold my brows, and quite frankly, I don't think I've found anything until now that has. What I've been doing lately in just kind of like the more sparse regions is going in with the Glossier Brow Flick and just filling it in. Next, we're moving to bronzer and blush. So Rachelirisbeauty picked my bronzer and blush. Rachel and I were also both affiliates for that one organization. She picked the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze of all my bronzers. I do have a, you know, considerable pan in this. This is the thing, and I think I might have talked about this before. It is really easy to hit pan in this because it is a thin, long sheet. Like, you look at this and you think like, ooh, look how much bronzer. And like, I have other bronzers, but they're smaller, but they have the same amount of product, because what they did is they just put a really thin pan in here, and it's like one thin layer of bronzer instead of like a smaller pan, and it's deep. And then once you hit the pan, you just like always have a pan. And then the bronzer never gets any less bronzer. Did I just like have a stroke? What was that sentence? But maybe someone out there knows what I mean. If you've used this bronzer, I feel like you know what I mean. This might be the oldest bronzer I currently have. I currently have one cream bronzer, one cream contour, 3 powder bronzers, 1 powder contour. I think the only powder contour I have is from the Neon MUA and Midas collab. I am very excited to see if Marc Jacobs Beauty comes back. I know that they had like refiled some patents. I think that the brand is going to be entirely vegan was one of the rumors, so that'll be interesting. But they had definitely some tried and true products. They had some odd ones in there, but they had some tried and true product. All right, this is where we're getting extreme. Rachel picked the Blueberry Blush from Menagerie. It's purple. I don't know if they make these anymore. I might have to check. They might still make them in singles and then not in palettes. Like, this used to be a palette, the Arthurine palette with the little bear. And then they started selling them in singles, and I just bought them as singles because there were a lot of colors in that palette that were like very like standard, you know, like a pink, a salmon, a peach. Like, I had all of those. I perceived that Blueberry and Goji were the 2 most unique shades, and I wanted them because of that. This blush is insanely pigmented. So I'm gonna use a light hand. I think what I'm gonna do is use like this big brush and disperse the color so that it's not like super extreme, but I am scared. I'm scared, especially because like, oh God, I would not pair these together. I would not pair this eye and this blush. This eye is so much, like, it definitely matches, right? Like, it matches the lid, but this eye is already so much that I would have done like such a natural shade of blush. It's so purple. Again, this is a really beautiful blush, but when I wear it, usually I'm just like, oh, just this blush and a winged eyeliner, or like I'm doing all purple everything. Like, I'm not like, yeah, let's do like a green, orange, purple eye look and a purple blush. And you don't even know where we're going after this. Oh my God. All right, blush is on. Again, it is such a beautiful blush, just not with this eye look. Like, there's so much going on here. I'm so extra today. Oh my God. Next, we have highlight. This is the Kaleidos Moon Cruiser, and this was picked by Kelly or Ratboar on Instagram. Kelly was not an affiliate for that brand. Haha, someone. Kelly and I actually just connected through Instagram on a lot of liking the same mutual brands, and she does these really awesome comparison posts. She'll be like, oh, here's like a new shade from Shine by SD. Here it is compared to like this shade from Terra Moons. Here it is compared to like this shade from Quicksand Cosmetics. So she'll do those in macros, and definitely really great comparators. Of course, check out every creator in here. Again, I feel like I have something to say about everyone. Deb makes amazing videos, and she does great live streams, and Kelly's really great at comparators, and Natalie does this awesome graphic eyeliner, and like Rachel just does these like beautiful sparkly classical eye looks. Everyone is extremely talented, okay? I promise. All my friends are talented. I'm a very lucky creator to have beautiful creator friend. Cruiser by Kaleidos. This is like a purpley blue iridescent highlight. So it's really just sparkles, like purpley blue sparkles. So we are kind of in the vein of the purple blue. I'm gonna use like a more targeted highlighting brush for this. You hear that ice cream truck? But also you see this highlight? Whenever I wear these, I'm like, why don't I wear these every day? And the answer is because I work for corporate America, right? Like I can't show up to work like this, but wow, look at that. Like if you love a beaming highlight, I hope they still make these. Kaleidos has kind of like stopped doing things that I've found like really cool and innovative. They've just been like, here's a bunch of lipstick. Here's a blush that like only works on really pale people. And I'm like, okay, and where's the eyeshadow palette? Where's the galactic highlighter? Where's like anything, like if I can't wear a blush from Kaleidos, you know, that's a problem because I'm like a light medium. If a light medium cannot wear your blush, then you got a problem. I know Kaleidos is an Asian brand and Asian beauty brands like do that a lot, but they have done deeper blushes in the past, like this one called Sanguine, which is red. So I don't know what, like the direction of their brand has just really changed. It's been kind of jarring. You know what it weirdly reminds me of? Urban Decay. Those of you that wore makeup in the 2000s know that Urban Decay used to be this like out there, colorful, like break the rules company. They did these like loose pigments. They did these bright eyeliners. They did these like chaotic eyeshadow palettes. And then once the Naked palette took off, that's like all they do now. I feel like Urban Decay has gotten, you know, a little too like mainstream and unoriginal for me. And I feel that Kaleidos is going that way. Like I fear that Kaleidos is going that way. Like they really peaked with like the Club Nebula Flower Punk collections. The Futurism palettes were great. They discontinued them. Club Nebula had a really short run. They might still sell Flower Punk. Their lipsticks are great. Like their highlighters are amazing, but like the innovation piece of the brand that I really admired, I think is kind of gone, which is sad. All right, let me get off my high horse. I feel like this video has not been creators pick my makeup. This video has been Yelly complaining about stuff. Wow. Thank you to those of you that have stuck around to watch me complain about stuff. This is the NYX Bear With Me setting spray. Those of you that have been here a long time know that this is my all-time favorite setting spray. I have tried so many. I've tried expensive ones. I do like the one size one. Like I wore that in like the extreme heat for my wedding. I wore it in Hawaii. I wore it in San Diego. I ran out of it and I went out and bought the NYX. This is like a $10 setting spray. And I think it is much better than many of the expensive setting sprays on the market. So I highly recommend it. If you ask me to pick one setting spray for the rest of my life, it would be this. All right, we are going to finish the eyes. So we're gonna take this blue shade right here from the Nomad Fire and Ice palette, and that is Elves. And we're just gonna pop that on the lower lash line. This was really nice though, because I feel like I haven't reached for my Nomad palettes lately because so many of them are so colorful, and when I do my makeup for just like everyday work, I've been reaching for a lot of my Natasha Denona palettes, obviously, because they lean neutral. I have that one Hamish palette they gifted me that's all peaches. And one that like I actually weirdly have not been able to put down lately is the Melt 27 palette, which I think is also discontinued. Why do I only like discontinued makeup? It's amazing. The one shimmer in there, I think there's two maybe, they're I don't use the shimmers. The mattes in there are Melt's best mattes. I don't know why so many people slept on that palette. If you could get your hands on it, it is a great, warm, neutral, everyday palette. So we have mascara and then lips and then we're done. So that's, this is most of the look. You know, I think it is coming together. I do think it is coming together. For mascara, I have my tried and true Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. Guys, my husband got me flowers. We'll put them here for the rest of the video. I love you.
Love you too. Have fun with your
What do you, wait,
eyes.
what do you think so far? I'm almost done my eyes. So Deb picked 2 shades from every Nomad palette that I have. So I had to get them on my eyes somehow.
I'm seeing like 5 colors.
I know, it's crazy.
I think I skillfully avoided your question.
Okay, eyes done. We are gonna round it out with lips. Let me go get the lip product. Tried and true here on who picked my lipstick. Those of you who have been here a long time know that Glamsmitty has been one of my closest, longest makeup friends. In fact, she was a real life friend. She used to live here in Philly with me and we used to hang out with her little babe, Maya. Now she has 2 kids, and Maya's like a human. That's like crazy to me when kids become like a human after I've seen them as like a baby. We did like a double date brunch with our husbands, so love her so much. If you don't know who Glamsmitty is, she is so amazing. She does looks and swatches on a deeper medium skin tone. She is Indian. She does beautiful swatches. She does beautiful comparisons. She went with the purple theme here. She literally texted me and said, "What lipsticks do you have that are purple?" And I said, I think only this CoverGirl one, which funnily enough, I bought this. I don't know if CoverGirl makes these anymore either. I bought this for a costume. And I did have a ColourPop lip liner that matches it. So we're gonna go for it. This is the CoverGirl matte 24-hour matte lipstick in Riot Revolt. The packaging is like that matte soft touch and it picks up everything. Like there's glitter and grime and all kinds of stuff on here if you have a pet, and then it's just not a good container. And then this ColourPop lip liner is V Cute. There we go. So everyone, this is a full face of Beauty Creator Friends Pick My Makeup. What do we think? I think that we have got a lot going on here. Generally, again, I wouldn't wear this blush or this lipstick with an eye look this much, but I think piece-wise, like I think the eye looks kind of nice. And then like, you know, this lipstick and blush. So definitely got a lot going on here. Let me know below if you would like to see this again. This was really fun and artistically challenging, specifically with the eyes. Who would you like to see pick my makeup next? That would be really fun. Should I have one creator pick my entire face? Should I have them all pick something blindly? Let me know down below all of your thoughts, but I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay weird. I'm so happy to be back, and I will see you all next time. Bye!